Hey babes, let's discuss this whole Chanel New Smoky 9-pan palette real quick. And try to ignore this weird blush situation. I'm just trying to catch the last. It didn't speak to me right from the start. How so? It's your perfect everyday. I can do a 9-pan. It's more than I prefer. I love a quad. I love a quint. That's my favorite amount of eyeshadow to, to navigate through it real quick and just do my makeup for the day and enjoy the ease of this process. Now with a 9-pan, the new Singular spoke to me, but it's a summer palette. Quite eclectic, with the advantage of I would struggle less to figure out what I'm doing with it, because it's quite, it goes very different ways, so it's easier for me to make up my mind, what do I want to wear. Show me this new Smoky 9-pan, which is basically, it's a quad in just very slight gradients. Some people enjoy exactly that, and I'm the opposite. So that is a factor. It's 9 shades of 3 or 4 very similar vibes. So problem number 1. Then we've got 3 very sparkly, rather sheer shimmer shades, which are beautiful. But I've been over these for some time, beautifying, but it's just, I'm over it. I will go back to them, that's for sure, but not anytime soon. And so that's a third of this palette that does not spark any interest to me. What else? Then, considering my collection, I find all of these shades, most of these shades, even only looking at Chanel Tissé Camélia, which I have. Do I have? I don't even have it here, but it's a very similar vibe. And you know what? I prefer this. I prefer the white shade in that one. So there you get a similar pink vibe. Then you've got the Mademoiselle Boutons, or yeah, Boutons Mademoiselle. I do prefer this warmer version. And even though Tissé Camélia is a different formula, that would be the cooler version of it, So I've got all of these, and if I had the chance to swap what I already have for this one, I do prefer these quads. I do prefer these little snacks, these little portions of when it comes to actually formulas. I have an aubergine kind of shade in here by Tom Ford, and you see it's a cooler pink here. It's shimmery, but I have this, and I do prefer this color scheme. I do prefer this color story. Then I thought, well, the sparkly white, I actually would, what I would really love? I would like to see a Bechdel formula, a white, a matte white. The pink shade in Boutons Mademoiselle that I showed you, it's actually really pretty, but it's a pink, all right, and you see that. I would really love to see a luminous matte Bechdel white in a future quad. But that just aside. The sparkly white shade, got it. I got a Chanel Bechdel sparkly white shade. It's here. It's beautiful. I don't reach for it because I prefer to wear satins and shimmers. And you know, some smokier shade, khaki taupey, I've got here. I know it's different to the ones in the 9 pan, but you have to know this. I really smoked this one into my lash line today, and these shadows are super subtle. I put all of it on and it was discernible, but then 5 minutes in, you would not be able to tell if I put on this or some of the a bit taupier, brownier shades of the new Smoky one, you know what I mean? And you may, I specifically did not put on any eyeliner, very thin mascara, so you are able to see. I know the lighting is gone, I know, but you know, again, even if it was perfect lighting, you barely see anything. I'm even wearing primer today, not eyeshadow primer, but you know, primer underneath my foundation. So, but you know, 5 minutes in, these kind of mesh, and this formula is a very soft, subtle veil of eyeshadow, and they're supposed to be like that, and I enjoy them. There are days when I would want that. For some people, it's a no-go. The gradients for these shades to really make a difference, I don't think it's necessary. So I know I do not love the big format with the big spacing in between shades. I don't want these shades to be so similar. I do have these shades or incredibly similar ones, and I even prefer them in the quad. And you know what, I did not even think of the RMS ones that have very brown, smokier shades. So there you go. If you have these palettes, you might not need it. If you don't even want this kiss of eyeshadow that is so subtle, you might not need this. You know, ultimately, if you're on a budget and this is a very expensive item, very easily how do you say, replicated look, you know, so you don't have a lime green shade that is very rare, as in the Dior Quint, which was a must-have for me. If you saw this the first time and you fell in love with it, you should probably get it. I honestly think it will be around for much longer. As you probably already saw, it's available at your usual Chanel retailers. It's not an online exclusive, so prepare yourself for also good discount, even with a great discount. And I know you would be able to get this palette at least for 80 or even cheaper, if you're on a budget. I would be pretty sure about that. But even if so, I don't think I'm going to get it. It's too repetitive for my collection. And yeah, told you all the reasons why it just may not be my item. Good quality and a nice product, but should we have all of these collections and items? No, that's just not really for reality. So I'm having such a hard time myself navigating through this market, being a makeup lover. But yeah, we have to start somewhere and put more thought to it, right? I know I'm far from a good example to that in that regard, but you know, we can just, as with everything, every day, we can just try to be better than the day before, right? So have a very beautiful, nice evening, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.